Now the next one I decided to squeeze in here real quick was Spirited Away, which I thought was pretty good. I liked it.
Can I start off that the Spirited Away? Those are the worst parents of all time.
Dude, that was my first note. That was my first.
I was like, these are the worst parents.
Dude, oh my, that was my first note. I was like,
these are some dumb parents.
I was like, wait, so y'all just gonna go in here?
Come on. They're like, she was like, no, come on.
So I really was like, so this is gonna be a dream, right? And then at the end, when they get back with the parents,
they don't. Come on, what are you doing? I'm like, it's your.
And he's like, wait, there's dust in the car. Why is there dust in the car? And I was like, oh my god, they don't realize they've been. I was
yeah,
like,
that was probably. I was like, oh, I wish I knew what happens after that.
Me too.
I was like, I forgot about that. I was like,
oh, 100%. Yeah, I was like,
if I were her, I'll ask for a trade to a new family. I'm like,
oh my god, like, neglectful ass parents.
Trade request, give me to the Lakers. I'm like, no, these people are insane.
Started eating the food. I was like, what are y'all doing? So yeah, so my only real beef with the show is the nonsensical way of getting into the world. I was like,
I had a good chuckle in that. I was like, these are some dumb parents. I was like, eating an abandoned place. Ooh, food. Let's eat it. I'm like, what are you doing?
So, you know what's funny? I actually, watching Spirited Away made me appreciate The Boy and the Heron a hair more, because A Boy and the Heron is just Spirited Away with no reason for no reason to being there, and the only real connection is that the spirit that she's dealing with is the river, and I was like, it could have been like a dead friend.
You know? Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm blah 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 the river. I was like,
what? Like,
why couldn't this be John from?
You know, or like, I don't know. I'm spitballing here, but like I was a twin when I was in my mom's room and the twin died, right?
Yeah,
and like that would have been cool, but
yeah.
Aside from that, that was my only gripe. I was like, why are you here? Oh, you're shitty parents. That's the only reason why.
My parents wanted to just take a little detour in this abandoned place.
So that's the only real people. Other than that, I was like, I mean, oh, and then the I don't like I hate the big headed old lady. It creeps me out.
Oh, Yubaba?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She looked kind of crazy.
I was like, ugh. But I mean, I don't have much to say other than that. Once you got into the first 20 minutes, you're like, okay, we're in here.
Yeah, I liked how they just established the fantasy part of it like pretty early.
Yeah,
and then kind of getting used to she's getting used to everything, and then it makes a lot of movie makes a little bit more sense for you to follow, and so you can see how Chihiro is like growing and she's losing her name and stuff, and having to find a job and like working in this place. Yeah. And seeing like just how she grew throughout the journey.
The rules make a lot of sense. Like I wasn't like reaching. I thought all that was pretty cool. I think it's an older anime, so the anime isn't as detailed as Boy and Heron.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say another hot take. It's well animated, even for the time, and they do a really good job in both movies, like with the sequencing. They do a really good job animating.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly fond of the anime style per se, but they do a good job animating. But he has a very distinct style, which I do appreciate. It's a very distinct, like animation style, which is good, because a lot of anime just kind of they all just look the same. Yeah, so, but God, what's the guy's name again? Hayao Miyazaki. They're gonna kill me online. But Miyazaki has a very unique animation style. But yeah, no, I anything I want to think about this about anything particular about this show. Yeah, it's just things happen. But see, things happen and they were kind of interesting. The only thing I didn't like the weird the face ghost with the mask.
No face or whatever.
No face. Is that used in a different anime as like a bad guy or something?
It looks like a hollow from Bleach a little bit.
That's what that is.
That's what it kind of looks like now.
Yeah, I was like,
Bleach. It kind of looks like one.
I was like, Bleach. I see y'all copying the.
No, I gotta Google that later.
It looks familiar. But yeah, I'm like, what else about this movie? I was just like, oh, okay, I liked it. It was cool. I didn't have anything.
Yeah, I was trying to think about like what lessons like Chihiro was trying to learn as she was like going through the whole thing, because at the beginning of the movie she like wasn't really thrilled about moving and going to a new school, and at the end the line that I liked at the end, I think it might have been the last line, and she was saying, or I think her mom was saying something about the new school, and she was like, "Oh, I think I'll be." She's like, "I think I'll be able to handle it."
Right. Yeah.
And it was like she was able to grow and like work with spirits and like that big spirit that came in, that dirty one.
Yep.
And they had to clean it out or whatever. I forgot what they did with that, but it like messed up it was stinky or whatever.
Oh yeah, ended up being oh yeah.
I like that scene because when that one came in, like Yubaba and Chihiro, that like their hair like stood up.
Yeah.
And like, oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
Yeah. So seeing her grow throughout the whole journey and having that line at the end, making her more confident, like, oh, I'll be able to handle this new school thing.
I would kill for a sequel though, because like, how many days passed after that?
That is a good point. I'm like
that must have been at least a cool at a minimum a week.
It had to have been a week,
Right.
yeah.
At least
because that grass was growing a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's like, ever start your new school? I'm like, she's out of school. Like, she's not even
That was
enrolled.
like,
They have you on a.
because like I wonder if they would actually drive back there if they realized they've been gone a week.
Oh, I wanted 10 more minutes. I need to know.
Yeah, like they just kind of left it to your imagination.
Also,
that was a cool little mini kind of cliffhanger there.
Also, parents lose custody.
Yeah, they got
worst
it.
parents.
Gone for a week because you led her to this place where there are spirits.
Oh, what's the dude in the basement that's putting the coals in?
Oh yeah,
He looked like Robotnik, like he looked like straight up Robotnik, yo.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
I gotta find his name. Hold on. Oh, Kamaji.
Yeah, Kamaji.
Kamaji looked like if someone put Robotnik in like a AI image generator, and I was like, I just was like creeped out, yeah.
Oh my
the
god.
faces ain't work. Even the I like when the baby turned into with the little.
Oh, he turned into the mouse.
Yeah, I was like,
a pig or whatever. Yeah.
That little, yeah, I was like, it was a pleasant.
I'll say the one thing I kind of didn't like. I didn't like the Yubaba twin thing.
That was weird.
I didn't. I was like,
kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, you didn't have to do that one. Going back to one thing I did like when parents got turned to pigs. Sorry.
I was like, what is that? Yeah.
But when she was trying to leave and Yubaba's like, you have to pass this test.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm going to pass the test anyway. And she was like, oh, none of these pigs are my parents. I don't know why they came up and then like she passed the test. I don't know why I just felt that worked for some reason.
Yeah,
I was like, I kind of like that.
Yeah, you know what it is? So when a movie is not done well, you start to criticize all the little why am I this? Does it this? But this movie had me feeling, I was like, oh, everything was just nice. So so for a lot of it, I was like, forgive it. Who cares?
Yeah,
what a nice movie.
No, but I liked it. I was like, I'm following it. It's pretty fun, and it's like I think if I was like 11 or 12, I may be able to relate to it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, and once again, it made me appreciate the Boy and the Heron a little bit more. So I do feel like maybe if I saw this first and then saw that, I would have been like, okay, I already know where he's going with this.
Yeah.
You know,
Boy and the Heron, right? What's going on?
I was like, what is happening? Oh, and I was like, oh, it's another world that represents his struggle.
Yeah, because with his movies, it's like you could go on Reddit and find like, symbolism and all the stuff that you missed and blah blah blah. Like with Yubaba's room, something about it's all European and stuff.
Yeah,
and then like the people who work for her are like gluttonous, and because that. No Face came in and like had all this gold and stuff and like and so, like something like that.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of stuff that like people try to like Easter eggs that people.
I get real iffy. Like sometimes being too clever by half isn't good. So like with like music, sometimes keeping it simple just works. Like critics will fawn over something that's so intricate, and it's like, yeah, but it's out of reach. Like
it's my issue with when people talk about lore.
Yeah,
oh, the lore is so good. But how's the show?
Yeah,
like Star Wars has great lore, but they have bad movies. They have bad shows.
Right.
So it's like I think people get kind of lost in that sometimes, and they forget like how the show was. How the show actually was.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm even like I'll say Drake. Who's so one of my favorite probably my favorite project of his is If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which is not lyrics heavy and it's actually more straightforward than most of his projects, and I just think it works.
Yeah,
'Cause it's simple and straightforward. Where I get Mr. Morale and the Good Steppers from like Kendrick Lamar, and I think it's good, but I don't get a lot of replay value from it. It's a little too much. Sometimes keeping it simple. Obviously, Good Kid, Mad City is phenomenal, and I was listening to that more than both of those. But it's like the more intricate it's got, I don't know if I've gotten more enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, because sometimes I think like you can outthink the room.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, you didn't have to do all of that. Like you can just do it this simple way, and it's actually could be more effective than you trying to add all these different things into it.
That's what I think the problem is with Boy and the Heron. He's trying to outthink the room.
Yeah.
Once again, I know it's his.
And it's done him well.
It's done him well. I get it. It's his passion project. It's his laugh project. He can do what he wants. But Spirited Away, to me, drove it home being a lot simpler.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank God, simple, and it's easy to follow, and it's just.
You can call us idiots. I don't give a shit. I thought it was too much. Boy and the Heron was just a little too much.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm gonna watch it again. Because I was ready to come here and just flame the Boy and the Heron.
I think they were both 2 hours, and Boy and the Heron felt like 2.5.
You sure it wasn't 2.5?
I thought it was just. I know.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I could have sworn it was just 2 hours. Well, because I know Spirited Away was 2 hours.
That was 2 hours. It was just shy of 2 hours.
Yeah, I could have sworn Boy and the Heron was just 2, or maybe it was 2.5 hours.
Wow, it was just 2 hours.
Did it feel a little bit longer?
I felt every minute of the 2 hours. I was dozing. I had to go to the bathroom. I felt every minute of it.
I was like, man, I wish I could hit pause. Like, I'll watch this tomorrow.
Cause
it was a little tough.
Like the fun bits were way deep into the movie.
Yeah,
it was so deep. I was like, well, I started perking up. Like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I was like, this grief is griefing. It's taking a long time.
Yeah, I get it. I should have watched it in English. I should have went earlier. I should have saw it twice. I know, but I still think it could have. It didn't even excite me to watch it again. Like,
I was like, I didn't want to watch it a second time, but
yeah, I stand on it. I stand on business. Anyways, anything else you want to say about Spirited Away? Good movie. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, that's
fun.
That's all I got for it.
Yeah, Spirited Away, good movie if you haven't seen it. A lot of fun, great animation. Boy and the Heron, great animation. Masterpiece, but a very boring masterpiece. I'm sorry.
Boring masterpiece. A snoozer from a masterpiece.
I'm gonna watch it again. I'm sure I'll have more nicer things to say about it. But anyways, all right, that's the show.